Hello, and welcome to your orbital examination. How you doing today? I see. I hope by the time you leave this exam, you feel even just the littlest bit better. So what is the orbit exactly? Well, this is an anatomical term to describe essentially the eye socket and some of the surrounding features. This includes some bones. We have cranial nerves in this area. We have blood vessels and the lacrimal glands. So more specifically, we have, for example, do you mind if I touch you? We have the frontal bone right here. Right in here. We have the zygomatic right in here, the cheekbone. We have the maxilla, so we can feel that right in here. This is where your upper jaw is. And we have some parts on more the inside, like the sphenoid bone, the lacrimal, and the ethmoid. In terms of the lacrimal glands, let me just grab a little cotton bud and just point these out. So this is the little tear ducts right here, where you produce your tears. There's a whole system in here. So we have those. A lot of blood vessels in the eyes. We have the muscles that control the eyes. We have cranial nerves 2, or the optic nerve. We have 3, 4, and 6, the oculomotor, trochlear, and abducens. Those are going to control eye movement primarily. And then we have number 5, the trigeminal nerve. We have the first branch of the trigeminal nerve. So right in here. Sensation in this area, as well as motor function to allow us to chew, to aid in mastication. That is what our trigeminal nerve function is going to entail. So we're going to test a lot of these different things, make sure everything's going okay. All right? Excellent. Do you have any questions before we begin? Wonderful. So instead of taking notes, I actually have an assistant who listens in on the examination. Do you mind if I open the intercom and allow her to listen so that she can transcribe my notes? Thank you. Hello, Ariadne. I have our patient in exam room 2 if you are ready. Okay, thank you. So she will just be mostly silent. She might offer a word or two, and she's going to take my notes. So, to start, we are going to look at the orbit. We're going to look at the bones primarily, do a little bit of inspection as well. So let me know if anything is tender, is painful, is uncomfortable. All right? We're going to start. I'm going to bilaterally palpate the orbit. And this is the bony ridge around the eye. Orbit in anatomy means a lot of things. So here, for example, this is our frontal bone. And no pain or tenderness here. Good. And zygomatic right in here. Okay. And what about the maxilla here? Anything in this area? Now I'm just going to focus on one side at a time. I'm just going to come around the orbit. Good. Right over here. And you haven't had anything hit you in the face lately, sustained any injuries, knocked your face on anything? No. Okay, good. These bones can be a little fragile, so we just want to make sure that we don't have any fractures and that everything feels normal. So I'm going to get in a little closer here, and let me just grab my cotton bud. Just aid me here. So I've got lacrimal glands right here, which are pale pink and moist. No redness. And the eyelids here. No signs of ptosis upon inspection. Yep. Like the eyelids themselves are pretty pale, and I'm going to just pull your eyelids up, and I'd like you to look down so I can look at the tissues inside the eyelid here. So I'm going to pull up, you look down. Good, good, good. And then I'm going to pull down and you look up. Right, there we go. Good. So conjunctival tissue is pale and moist. Eyelashes and eyebrows evenly distributed. No sign of hair loss. Got it. Good. Sclerae are clear. Mm-hmm. Irises are very gorgeous. Eyes are just so beautiful. Just beautiful. Okay. Just tell me if you feel any tenderness. I'm going to very lightly palpate on the eye here, underneath, the inner corners. Anything? Okay, excellent. So let's go ahead and check your trigeminal nerve. So for the sensory aspect, for our ophthalmic branch, I'm going to use a little cotton ball to lightly touch your face, and I'd just like you to tell me whether you feel the touch or not. Would you mind just closing your eyes for me? Good. And let me know if you feel this. Good. Mm-hmm. Okay. Good. Mm-hmm. Good. A little in the maxillary branch here. Okay. Mm-hmm. Good. Mm-hmm. Okay. Does all of this feel the same on both sides? Do they both feel equal? Good. So we're going to level this up just a little. And I am going to ask you whether you feel this on left or the right, right? Keep your eyes closed. Just tell me left or right. Right. Left. 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 Right. Left. Right. And right in the middle. Very good. So, don't need that anymore. But we do need 2 other tools, because now we're going to test if you can feel a sharp sensation versus a soft sensation. So I am going to touch you either the soft cotton bud or the sharp toothpick here. You just let me know what you feel. This is going to be the soft. This is going to be the sharp. Just like that. All right? Let me know soft or sharp. Soft. Sharp. Soft. Sharp. Soft. Sharp. Sharp. Soft. Sharp. Oh, soft rather. Glad you got me. Sharp. Soft. Sharp. Soft. Sharp. Excellent. Oh, Christ. Spilled tea on my notes again. Ariadne, you left the intercom on. Oh, balls. Sorry. Forgive us for that little intrusion. So now we are going to test the motor function. So I'm going to have you just clench your jaw as I palpate here, and we'll be feeling the masseter muscle and the temporalis muscle. You could just clench the jaw, unclench, clench, unclench, clench, unclench, clench, unclench. Good, excellent. So, cranial nerve 5 is intact on both sides. And now we are going to test cranial nerve number 2. This is your visual acuity nerve. So we're going to get out the eye chart, and I will just have you read the chart. I'll have my little pointer here. And we can see if anything has changed with your eyesight. I can have you just read this very top letter here. Good, and how about right here? Okay, right here. Excellent, and what about this line right here, but backwards? Excellent. And this line right here. L, P, E, D. Wonderful. And how about this one? Right here. Excellent. Let's go ahead and jump to this line right below the bar. Can you read this one? E, L, O, P, C, D. And what about below the second bar here? Can you see this one right here? L, E, F, O, C, D. Good. And how about this last one right here? This is number 10. We could read that one backwards. E, C, D, L. Wonderful. Can you cover this eye for me? Just cover one of your eyes here. And can you read this line? L, P, E, D. Good. And how about above the line here? Can you do this one backwards? C, F, D, E. Okay. How about above the second bar? C, E, T, P, F. Excellent. And this line right here, forwards. D, C, E, O. Good. And if you could just switch eyes here. Okay. And can you read this line? D. Good. And below the bar, let's go backwards here. D, B, P, O, L. Wonderful. Below the bar, but forwards. Okay, and line number 10 right here, forwards. Excellent. Did either of your eyes feel like there was any difference in your vision? Did it feel like any of these were a little harder with one eye rather than the other? Okay, wonderful. Ariadne, we have 20/20 vision in both eyes.
Okay.
Before we get into our different eye tests, I would just like to measure the distance between your pupils. So using this little tool here, we put the middle of one iris, or one pupil rather, right here. And then I can adjust the slider in order to ascertain how far apart the pupils are when this is in the middle. And I can use this little slider to get the middle of that. We have a little clip on here where the nose bridge goes, in case that's maybe a little off, not quite halfway. So I'm going to just put this right here. And we are going to see where middle of your other pupil is. If you could just stay still. Good. That's right about there. eyes are middle, so I'm just going to let this rest on your nose there. Okay, about right. Ariadne, it looks like we have a 5.5 between the pupils, and we have a little bit of an offset nose bridge. This is at 3. Absolutely. Which is actually fairly common. Fairly common indeed. So, we are going to be taking a look at your pupils and measuring your eye's ability to move in different directions. We are going to test how your eyes can focus on objects near and far. I'm going to get out my light. And we'll start with the lights on, but we will also be doing this with the lights out as well. All right. So if I could have you just look right here, right at my nose. And we are going to just bring the light in, watch the pupil react. There we go. And it's important that we know that the pupils are of equal size, they are of a round shape, and that they do react to the light. Good. Okay, just keep looking at my nose here. And we're just bringing this in, making sure you are reacting correctly. Good. Okay, bring that in. Good. Excellent. Pupils are equal, round, and reactive to the light. Okay, now I'm going to have you look at this light shade right here. Just take a little look. And then if you could look at my finger here. Good. You could look at this flower right here. Pink flower. You could just look at my finger right here. Good. Now if you could look at the white shelf behind me. The white shelf. And at my finger. Keep following the finger as it comes in. Very good. Now, I am going to shut off the lights and we'll do some more tests. So we'll start with this one. And then I'm just going to get up and turn the rest of them out. If you could just keep looking ahead. I know it's hard to see, but just do the best you can. We're going to look at your pupils' reaction in the darkness. It should be a lot easier for them to react with such a strong stimulus. Just keep looking ahead. Just going to keep watching your eyes for a moment. Good. Good. There we go. Excellent. Pupils are still equal, round, reactive to the light. Keep looking ahead. And I'm going to bring the light in and swing it from one side to the other. This is very simply known as the swinging light test to check for an afferent defect in the eyes. Because sometimes what can happen is one eye reacts to the light, but then the other eye reacts in the opposite way. Paradoxical reaction. Which is not what we want. Can I have you just focus on the light? It's going to come in closer and farther away. I just want you to follow it as it comes in and out without moving your head. Good. So far, during any of this, have you had any double vision? Has anything gone real blurry? Has it felt like your eyes can't quite focus? Okay, good. Good. None of that. Good. And I'm just going to have you follow this light again without moving the head. So if I could have you just come up here. Good, and here. That's right. Excellent. Just keep following this light. Good. And we're just going to go in multiple directions here. Okay. And up and to the side. Excellent. And if you could just follow these little smooth movements here. Might get a little quicker. Good, and a little quicker still. Okay, nice and slow. Very slow. Okay, how is all of that? Is it easy to move your eyes? Does anything look strange? Okay, one last one. I'm going to put my hand between your eyes. You're not probably going to notice very much, but I'm going to just bring the light in on one side. We'll check the direct response. Direct. And a consensual response. Make sure the eyes react correctly. They are essentially synchronized. Consensual, good. Direct. There we go. So let me go ahead. Just turn this off, and I will be right back. I'm going to turn all the lights on. A lot brighter in here, huh? Yep. So now we are going to test your visual fields a little bit. So I am just going to have you look at my nose right here, and I'm going to be bringing my fingers in and wiggling them in your periphery. I just want you to tell me when you see them wiggle. All right. So if you see one of these, just say yes. Okay? All right. Good. Yep. Good. Good. Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm. Good. Yep. Mm-hmm. Good. Mm-hmm. Good. Very good. Now I am going to have you cover this eye for me. I'm going to cover this same side here. I'm going to bring my fingers in and you just tell me when you see them and if they ever disappear at all, right? So cover this eye. Just tell me when you see my fingers. Good. And does it disappear at all? No. Okay. When do you see my fingers? Good. And does it disappear? Okay. Tell me when you see my fingers. And does it disappear? Good. Tell me when you see my fingers. And does it disappear? Okay. Cover the other side for me. You know the drill. Yep. You see them? Do they disappear? Okay. You see them? Do they disappear? Do you see them? Do they disappear? Okay. Do you see them? Do they disappear? All right, excellent. So as you're looking at my face here, does any part of my face look like it's missing at all? Does it look like there's anything goofy with your vision? No, probably not, seeing as you did very well on our visual fields test. So we have no vision loss, no blind spots. Now I'd like to just make sure that your rods and cones are doing just fine. We have the, oh my, Ariadne, do you remember where the Ishihara plates are?
On the right side table.
Oh, duh. I just organized this office. See, before I knew where everything was at, but it was not the most organizationally friendly. So, I have these little plates here, and we are going to make sure your color vision is intact. We're just going to take this out of the sleeve. And open it up here. There we go. So, could you just tell me what number you see right in the middle of this plate here, of this picture? 12, very good. And what about in the middle of these two pictures? What numbers do you see here and here? Okay, we have 8 and 6. Good. And what about this one right here? A little more challenging. We've got 2 numbers, some different colors. Okay, we have 29 here, 57 right here. Very good. And how about in these? 5, 3. Good. Let's see what else we've got here. How about right here? What numbers do you see in these plates? 97. Good. 45. Excellent. And in these ones here, 16 and 73. Very good. And what about in these plates? What numbers do you see in these ones? Very good. There are no numbers here. What colors do you see in this plate right here? Orange, brown, green, kind of green-blue, maybe some black here and there. Good. What about in this one? Brown, red, orange, pale green-blue, green. Good. Are there any numbers in these pictures? What color do you see the most in this slide right here? Orange. And what about this one? Yeah, it's kind of a reddish orange there. What about here? Are there any numbers in these? Good. So we have 26, 42 right here. What about these? 35, 96. Excellent. What about these? Very good. What color are the paths on here? Orange, yep. And what color is the background on this one? Green. What color are the paths in this one? There are no paths. Very good. What about this one? Nothing. Okay, good. And any paths in these? Okay, and what color is this one? Kind of a teal. And what's the background in this one? Orange. Very good. And last one. What two colors do we have here? We have green and we have red. Excellent. So put that one back. And as my very helpful assistant says, this goes on my right table. We are going to take a look at the back of your eye using this tool. I'm just making sure my magnification is about right. That looks good. So I would like you to just pick a spot on the wall here. And I'm going to put my hand on top of your head so that I don't run into you, right? And I'm going to come real close with the ophthalmoscope here. We're going to look behind the eye looks good there. I'm just going to make sure each of our blood vessels look good. Okay, looks good. And if you could just look at the ophthalmoscope real quick. There you go. Okay, good. And we'll look at the other side. You could just look at one of the flowers here, or do the best you can if my arm's in the way. Alright, and just going to look for that red light reflex. There you are. And get real close. Just keep looking at the flowers. Take a peek at the back of the eye. Look at the optic nerve there, and the blood vessels. Everybody looks good here, just following each of the vessels. They look pretty good. Everybody looks clear. And if you could just look at the ophthalmoscope. There we go. Okay, very good. You did well. Now we just have one last test here. I just have to get all of my little lenses out of their protective sleeves. With your vision being quite good, we just want to make sure that it can't be better, essentially. So we're going to look with these lenses, see if maybe these help at all, and if they don't, then you won't need any glasses. But some people have perfect vision normally, but then use reading glasses. Kind of the same principle. So let's see, we've got our 25 magnification here, and I am just going to have you look right here, and notice if the details are better without the lens or with the lens. Without, with, without, with. Okay. Good. And then go up to 50 here. So, does it look better? 1 or 2? 1 or 2? 1 or 2. Okay. How about 3 or 4? 3 or 4? 3 or 4? Okay, last one. 1 or 2? 1 or 2? 1 So look at the detail on this lampshade. There's a tiny little rolled edge here. You could look inside the shade as much as you can and just see if the details get any better at all. So I'm just going to have you go without or with here. Without, with, without, with. Okay. We have 1 or 2. 1 or 2. 1 or 2. Okay. 3 or 4. 3 or 4. 3 or 4. Okay. And last one. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1 or 2. Okay. Let me just pop these back in their sleeves. Glad that your eyes seem to be good all around. Not that there's anything wrong with needing lenses, but it's just one more thing you don't have to do. No corrective lenses are needed at this time, Ariadne. Certainly. There we go. And last one. There we are. And that will conclude our orbital examination today. We are all finished here, Ariadne. Thank you. Thank you. Did you have any questions at all? All right. Well, if your vision changes at all, or you feel anything odd, or just aren't sure, just go ahead and call our office, okay? All right. I'd like to thank you so much for coming in today. I hope you have a